Swagat, namaste, wherever you are. We are your hosts, Prashant, Siddharth, and Jatan. We are three guys getting together every week, talking about cricket and having a good time. Welcome to the Cow Corner. Enjoy.
Today's show will be about India's coming defense of the T20I World Cup, specifically on the selection of players for the 15-man roster. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the 15.
Let's go.
So, the main top order batsmen in the squad are Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, Captain Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, and then backup wicketkeeper Ishan Kishan. The middle border batsmen will include star all-rounders in Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar, and Shivam Dube, as well as a batting specialist in Rinku Singh, and, in my opinion, the best fielder in India. Finally, the bowling lineup will include 2024 World Cup leading wicket-taker Arshdeep Singh, the Chinaman Kuldeep Yadav, the mystery spinner Varun, Harshit Rana, and, of course, the 2024 player of the tournament, Jasprit Bumrah. So, India looks a very formidable side based on the squad, with a stable of experienced bowlers and all-rounders, and a fresh blood in the batting department. That is also in red-hot form, coming off a series win against South Africa at home. The key storylines of this World Cup, and especially the squad, are going to be how will the side move on from stalwarts like Sharma, Kohli, and Gill, who were the top order in the previous World Cup. And kind of paired with that is who's going to step up in the big moments to perform. Will Sky, the captain, find his form again? After quite a lean patch in international T20s, but a pretty decent IPL in 2025. Is our middle order batting strong enough? Of course, we have Hardik Pandya, but Shivam Dube and Rinku Singh are still kind of untested, unproven. So how will they fare? And finally, will the conditions in India be suitable for spin? And how effective will Kuldeep be in those conditions? Let me just open it up for the rest of you guys. What do y'all think?
Yeah, so I think a strong format, squad on paper. What's the headline? Shubman and Jitesh Sharma out, Rinku and Ishan in.
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of try to understand the thought process of the selection team. For once, I kind of agree with them. So let's get into that. So I think the main thing was they probably didn't want Gill in the team. Why?
Yep.
So domino effect, like it started with one major decision of dropping Gill.
Yeah.
I feel it's a combination of factors. First, he had that nagging neck sprain, which made him miss out on the test series. We talked about it.
Right.
And the following white ball series. So that kind of raises question about his workload across three formats.
Right.
And second, let's be honest, his T20 numbers, 291 runs in the last 15 games without a 50, were pretty modest at best.
Yep.
And finally, the selectors clearly, I think, feel that Sanju Samson offers more explosive firepower at the top, which I kind of agree. Agarkar did mention wanting a specific combination at the top with the wicketkeeper. They wanted the wicketkeeper to open, which I don't understand. I mean, wicketkeepers are generally as good as other batsmen these days. And why would you just want... So I kind of didn't understand his thought process there, but I guess they wanted Sanju at the top instead of Gill. Probably he brings more firepower as well as being the keeper, right? So it kind of frees up bringing another batsman in the middle order. And also by bringing in Ishan Kishan, the keeper opener, right?
Kishan, the left-hander as well.
Yeah, left-hander as well. And retaining Samson, right? I think Jitesh Sharma became the fall guy, unfortunately. He didn't really do much wrong, frankly, in the limited opportunities he got. But three wicketkeeper batsmen, probably not. It's harsh on the Jitesh, who hardly put a foot wrong, but it shows that in World Cup, team balance sometimes trumps over individual skill. So yeah, I think it's an interesting call. I kind of like it. I don't think Gill's cut for top order T20. Not really sure about that. He might have to reinvent himself a bit. That's what.
So what I find interesting is in India, usually we follow big names and you don't touch them, right? You don't drop them. So, in a way, just think out loud. I feel this is a courageous move, but I don't know whether they just picked on Gill, and because I have some other things that I'm like, if you really have the guts, I would have dropped someone else. Like,
No doubt about it.
we always have big names, but yeah, fair enough. Just as such, Gil not being there isn't going to be. I think Sid, you mentioned that in our previous episode. That's not going to be our reason to win or lose. So
Yeah, I mean, you're referring to Sky, right? I'm assuming as like a courageous drop.
we'll see.
I think
We'll
in
see.
any other country, had the World Cup been in any other country, it would have been more of a
We'll
discussion.
see.
I
I want to
think,
talk about that
yeah,
in the
We'll get into it.
next focused situation. So
yeah. So now let's move on to the first segment, which are the winners of the selection.
The winners, right? So I guess winners. I think it's probably obvious, but Ishan Kishan, right? For me, he's the undisputed winner here. Talk about redemption and a redemption arc, right? Just 3 years ago, he smashed the fastest ODI double hundred. I don't know if anybody remembers.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
fastest ODI 100 by Ishan Kishan, and only to find himself in the wilderness due to a mix of injuries, withdrawals, and that unsaid allegation of prioritizing IPL over country. In 2022, there was a big controversy about that. It looked like the selectors had moved on from him. 2 years, you don't hear about him at all. But what happened? He didn't give up. I was almost sure that he's gone, but he went back to the grind.
yeah,
And alongside coach Ratan Gupta, right? Unknown names, but they did something spectacular.
Yeah.
He led Jharkhand to a spectacular underdog victory in Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy in 2025. Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy is the T20 tournament, domestic T20 tournament, and Jharkhand actually won the tournament.
wow,
Yeah.
Can you even believe it? They beat Mumbai, they beat Karnataka, they beat everybody, and they won. And Ishan led it. He was the highest scorer. He had a spectacular, I think, really high strike rate. He did great in that tournament, and not just being a captain, but also as a batsman. And yeah, so he just didn't knock on the door. I mean, he basically broke it down. So from international veterans to World Cup squad, this comeback is nothing short of spectacular. So he's my winner for sure. Amazing comeback.
Yeah.
cool.
For sure. I mean, just as an aside, like just seeing his growth over the last couple of years. I mean, as Mumbai fans, we've had our fair share of frustrations, highs and lows with his performances. But I think his mental toughness has really improved over the last 2 or 3 years as well, and that shows with this Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy one. So my winner, I know Mama, you said undisputed is Ishan Kishan, but I'm gonna go to another lefty batsman, Tilak Verma. Okay.
Yeah,
So Tilak Verma had an amazing Asia Cup, IPL, and he's, in my opinion, I think he's proven that he can handle pressure on the big stage against Pakistan.
I agree.
And just some stats to throw in there. In India, he has 13 innings with 396 runs with an average of 49 and a half with 5 not outs. I think that 5 not out speaks really big.
In T20.
like a finisher.
It's not just a finisher. He can take the game from the beginning to the very end
Yeah,
and maintain a high strike rate as well. His averages against England are 44. Against Pakistan in 3 matches, he has a strike rate of 130, of course, through the Asia Cup, basically. And in 10 matches against South Africa, he's averaging 70. And like I said, crucially, he scored that 69 not out of 53 balls against Pakistan in the Asia Cup final after Shubman Gill and Sky were bundled out for essentially 18 runs, and Abhishek were bundled out for 18 runs. So top order collapse. He's still stuck in there. Took it deep all the way to the end against Pakistan in a final.
In the final. Good point.
Yeah, I think if you talk about knocking the door down, I think he's a player that's here to stay for a very long time.
Yeah.
And if Sky is uncomfortable batting at 3 or wants to find his form a little bit lower down the order, he's a batsman who can come in at 3 as well. He can come in late as well. I think Tilak Varma, I'm very, very bullish about him this World Cup.
It's interesting because Abhishek's lefty, Samson will be righty. We could have Tilak lefty at 3,
Yeah.
Surya righty at 4. Then I think who's next?
Pandya, Dubey.
Aksar.
So yeah, it might even be an interesting combination that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is, and I for Ishan Kishan, I used to feel he was a one-dimensional player for a while. He would just, for lack of a better word, from a very rudimentary way, I call some of those players Hathoda player. Hathoda is, if you have a bat, you can use your bat in a variety of ways: stylish, swings, flicks, drives. Some people just use it as a hammer, Hathoda. And you look at them, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is just a Hathoda player, meaning one-dimensional, can be figured out. At the same time, he has gone back to domestic, right? We talk about grinding it out and taking things seriously and coming back. Whether he performs well, whether he succeeds, as we say, karm apne haath mein hai. You do what you can do, what you need to do, what's in your control. Good to hear about that. I will track him more. Definitely agree about Tilak Varma also. Big fan of Tilak Varma. And used to see him struggle a little bit with confidence maybe. And, he thought, do I have it in me? That sort of stuff. But then that final against Pakistan definitely nailed it. For me, the winner actually is Sky here. Because if he wasn't the captain, he wouldn't be in the team. I mean, come on. You talk about Gill. If Sky wasn't the captain, he was out. I wouldn't take Sky.
Probably.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But I root for him. We love him. I mean, he's awesome as a leader. I think he's good, really good body language. I am rooting for him to succeed. At the same time, this is his moment. And of course, maybe he comes up in big moments, right? He took that catch in the World Cup final. Hats off to him. I mean, that we'll remember forever in our life.
Yes.
Like the 1983 World Cup catch that Kapil Dev took off Vivian Richards. I'll never forget in my life. This one we won. So definitely rooting for Sky. But I think the winner is Sky here for me because
That's a good, interesting thing. Yeah.
Yeah. He deserves it. I think he brings, as a player against spin, he brings something that, as a sweeper, that none of the other batsmen actually, they don't have that game, He is, you talk about one-dimensional, he is like n-dimensional, right?
He's 360.
they call it 360, right? But right now I feel, has he come just a full circle and now it has become just that,
That's a good one.
the mirror image of cow corner. That corner is what he's trying to hit all the time. So anyway, but still rooting for Sky. I think the winner still, from my perspective, is Sky.
Yeah, I totally understand. I've been a fan of Sky since he started playing IPL at a very young age
Yeah.
for Kolkata Knight Riders, I think. And nobody used to hear me.
Yeah,
That
Jatan has
finally-
been forever big Sky fan. So
But I totally understand. He needs to step up. If he doesn't perform, I don't think India will win the World Cup. And I think he's going to be out after the World Cup. So this is it for him. I do hope that he does well, but yeah, we'll see. I think we do have people around him who could carry it forward, the explosiveness and everything. But if Sky performs, it'll be hard to beat him.
Yeah, no, and good body language, good leader. So maybe the other side is the losers.
For me, the loser is the selection committee, the selection of the team. I finally think they got it right this time, but what's been happening for the past couple of years in white ball, right? So it's not a player here, the loser. I think it's the process. I think it reeks of fickleness. For 2 years, we've been obsessed over grooming Gill as the all-format player, especially in T20s.
Mm-hmm.
And now, right before the main event, we hit the panic button.
Yeah.
I mean, if Gill isn't the man for T20, I mean, then they should have called this ages ago. Chopping and changing your all-format captain this close to a World Cup sends a confusing signal to the dressing room. It suggests a lack of clarity. If Jaiswal or Samson were the answers, why did we spend so much time investing in the wrong question, right? And again, he being brought above even Jaiswal, right? I mean, if you don't like Samson as an opener, if he's too fickle, why not Jaiswal? Getting Gill in, and I think maybe that's impacted his performance, may impact his performance in other formats. So that's, I think, it's kind of the process, the selection, which is the loser for me.
Yeah, I mean, we already touched on this. I think Gill for me was my biggest loser, but and then come with more stats. In India, in 10 T20 Is, he has an average of 28.55 with 257 runs. And that is with a high score of 126 not out, right? So you take that game away, that which is again his only not out score. He has 9 matches and 121 runs, right? So with no not outs. And this is in India, right? Against Pakistan in the Asia Cup, he wasn't able to perform. He has decent averages against Australia and New Zealand. Like he is a big player, like a big game player. He's proven that in the past as well.
Yeah.
But I think he really, I mean, he just missed out. I guess there are better players and better. There are different players in better form than him.
I'm glad that we made that call. It was very easy to take the conservative approach and keep him in.
Yeah.
And if he's in the team, he's the vice captain. He plays. So I think it's just better that we don't have to make that choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the other, I mean, I have like an honorable mention as well for this loser, and it's almost sad because he's just like missing in action. Where the heck is Shreyas Iyer?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You talk about a very inexperienced middle order, top to middle order kind of with Tilak Varma, Sky not in good form, and then question marks potentially on who's coming in at number 5. And you have a guy like Shreyas Iyer, who's not even playing in any matches, any T20 international matches.
Yeah.
And do you remember what he did to Mumbai in the semifinals?
Yeah.
last year?
Heck yeah.
In IPL?
Yeah,
Of course, it still hurts. Yep.
I mean, he had a phenomenal IPL as well. So that is an honorable mention from my end.
That was an inning I would never forget. I mean, the way he
Yeah.
was striking the ball.
That ball, that Yorker that he hit Bumrah to to very fine third man, that was an insane shot right off the sticks. I mean, that's
It's
crazy.
a Bumrah Yorker for 6 is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Shreyas is one of those players, right, that you would wonder like what happens with them. Is it them? Is it the personality? Is it politics? You don't know what it is. I mean, at some point, I want to talk about like the Ashwins of the world, what we did to Ashwin for test. Slight tangent, but so good mention, Siddharth, about Shreyas Iyer. He was a captain, right, KKR, and he took them to championship the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a big player not to be even on the squad.
Yeah, not to even be playing national matches. That's
Right.
my biggest issue is he's not even playing in the international matches.
That's true. I mean, Gill is. Your point is Gill is going to be in the T20 squad, but not him.
And interestingly, so when this issue was happening with Ishan Kishan a couple of years back about not prioritizing international, prioritizing IPL, Shreyas was the other guy who on whom fingers were pointed for the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he probably has to get back into the good books. He does play ODIs regularly, so he's a regular in ODIs. But T20s, yeah, I agree. I don't know
not to mention he's also an exceptional player of spin. He's probably the best player of spin
Off-spin.
other than Sky.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
in India.
Other than Scott. So I mean, for me, the loser was Gill, and I just want to make sure. Maybe I'm going out on a limb here. 2024 World Cup, Gill wasn't in the squad, so missing out a World Cup is a big deal. The good news for him is this World Cup is every 2 years, not like every 4 years, right? I mean, so it's fine. Next 2 years, if he proves himself, quote unquote, he'll be back. But interestingly, missing out a big tournament like that is problematic. So for me, I think loser is Gill, not because it's unfair and all that, but it's still. I mean, it's of all the players, you're like I have to drop Gill.
Only person who would feel unfair would be Jitesh Sharma.
No, I know. You're on Jitesh Sharma now.
Jitesh Sharma is your little bunny.
No, I haven't seen him enough actually. I should watch the IPL more often. But yeah, he's been picked for teams. He's played in tournaments, bilateral series at least, and then he just loses out because we got Ishan Kishan.
Fair enough. Do you want to go to what the heck?
Yeah, So, what the heck? For those who don't know, is our segment where we kind of show or we talk about some surprising, something that gave us a reaction, essentially. So my what the heck, okay? I'm sorry to bring this back to Test cricket, but how the heck is Sai Sudarshan being selected the in the Test side with, I mean, Mama can tell you his average in first class is 38. But he was chosen for the Test side because of his IPL form, presumably, but he's nowhere near the T20 side. I mean, just to remind you guys,
Yeah.
this guy put up 759 runs in 15 innings with an average of 54.21 and 156 strike rate with 108 and 6 half centuries. Okay, so this guy, and this was an improvement. I mean, obviously, this was an improvement from the year before, where he averaged, I think, 49
Wow.
with a strike rate of 140. So this guy's proven that he can get the job done in India. He can get the job. He can be explosive as well.
Yeah.
He can score centuries, half centuries in T20. But like, why the heck was he not even a part of this discussion? Is something that's a little surprising to me, especially because the IPL form somehow translates into Test cricket, right? So that
Yeah, I don't get it.
yeah.
He doesn't get a chance in the T20 team, international team. So let's put him in the test matches. I mean, what's the thought process here?
What the heck?
What the heck?
Good point.
He might not have made the squad. I'm not saying he would have for sure made the squad or he should have made the squad.
Yeah.
But he should have at least gotten some opportunities in some of these matches over someone like Gill, right? Who was his captain at Gujarat. Or give Abhishek a rest. I mean, maybe don't give him a rest right before the World Cup. You should be informed.
Maybe too many lefties. I wish maybe he wasn't a lefty.
No, I mean, I don't think there can ever be enough lefties.
No, that's true. I mean, they're beautiful.
There
You can
are
have all.
lefties in our team. Unfortunately, at one point we had no lefties. I think in the 2023 ODI World Cup. Yeah, no lefties.
Yeah, I'm sure Jatan would love all the lefties because he's one of them. So
yeah, southpaws they look more beautiful when batting.
Yeah,
even their edges are like, oh wow, what a beautiful edge. So for me, I mean, again, it's not about cricket, but all the stuff that happens around it, and I completely understand. It's a national team, national events, very different. But just players that get sometimes unfairly. I don't know if that's the right word. Get into the politics and all the situations. So not what the heck, as in I just feel like what the heck. Come on, let the players play. Is there any way we can make it happen so that during COVID we could handle a pandemic and create a bubble and let the players play? But we cannot manage like human created situations where you're like, let the players play together, create a bubble where nobody feels afraid. What the heck? Like, why can't we do that with all the money and everything? So, I'm seeing a lot of other things happening around politics and where the matches would be played. What the heck? Come on. I'm sure as humans overall, we can do much better.
And you bring the bubble and COVID, and I'll never forget that we won in Australia with the second or the third string team in a bubble.
Exactly.
I can't forget that.
Correct. I mean, people went through all kinds of things. I remember Siraj had some major, a tragedy at home. Family, right? His dad, I think, passed away, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
We managed that, but what the heck? Come on. We just let the players play and see if we can manage it. Easier said than done. I'm sure I'm naive, but that's my what the heck for this. Who do you think would be our quote unquote our or India's MVP?
Probably a bit of a left field, but I think with Varun in the team, with Bumrah in the team, with probably Sky doing his thing or Abhishek doing it, I think Kuldeep Yadav is going to be the MVP. I think he's in a good vein of form. He's bowling the best spells of his life right now. I think he's probably more stable, that he's being selected more often and with more predictability. So that probably should help. His recent integration into the test side has clearly boosted his confidence, and he looks like a better bowler who belongs.
Yeah.
So I think on Indian pitches in a World Cup, I think he'll be the hard trump
I
card.
think it's a great shout.
Again, and with the left arm, yeah, he's a lefty. Left arm Chinaman, very rare skill to have. Not many bowlers do that. He might be a difference maker. If India goes deep in this tournament, I think Kuldeep will be the one driving that
Yeah.
bus.
As a left arm unorthodox, right? As a wrist spinner.
Wrist spinner, Chinaman. Yeah, very few of them. And he's a wicket taker, right? He's there to take wickets.
And you can keep it tight also.
Keep it tight and take wickets. Yeah, cool.
He has a lot of control. Like a lot of the wrist spinners, right-handed, they do sometimes leak runs, but Kuldeep's not. Generally keeps it pretty tight also. So let's see.
He's always attacking the stumps. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
He's always attacking the stumps against lefties and righties. He has the googly against the lefties, and against the righties, he just the ball that comes in, you know. And you don't get to see that very often. Like teams are gonna have a hard time preparing for him.
In subcontinent, yep.
Subcontinent,
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome. And good thing is Indians are not playing a spinner, so I think we should be good, right? Because as we talked earlier, we totally suck at that.
Yeah.
But we're not playing against Kuldeep, so we're good.
So I mean, I was like torn between 2 or 3 different players. Like on one hand, I was gonna go out on a limb and say maybe this is the time for Sky to shine, and
he might be the dark horse.
I hope so.
then you have, of course, I mean, Jasprit Bumrah, the current player of the tournament, who just, I mean, he was just unbelievable. And those conditions also in the US and the West Indies that they were playing in, I think they really suited his cutters, and he just bowled phenomenally. But I'm going to go for some new blood, Abhishek Sharma. So we all know that a explosive top order batsman can completely just take the game away from the other team, right?
Yeah.
We saw how him and Head just like demolished teams for Hyderabad, putting up record totals in the IPL. But what impresses me even more than just his IPL numbers are how he's taken to international cricket, especially against the best competition. Does anybody want to give me a guess of what his strike rate against Australia, for example, is?
250.
Not quite that high. It's 160. But against England, across 5 matches, it's 219.
Wow.
Against South Africa, it's 173. Against Pakistan, it's 189. And averages all above 35, except for South Africa.
So hits, so Sid, to use a baseball thing, right? He hits for both average and power.
Yeah.
Both.
He hits for average, he hits for power, and he can perform in the big situations when the team requires him to.
Cool. The reason I said 250 is because it's so high that
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I also, maybe it wasn't as high as I maybe made it seem like it was, but anyone having an international strike rate of above 160 and also average 35 plus and is just, that guy can just take the game away from you. And I think he's going to win us some games single-handedly. So I'm going to go with him.
I mean, for me, just generationally, right? I come from an older generation. In the squad, there's no way I can pick anyone other than Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, if Bumrah is in my team, I'm thinking he's going to be our MVP again in T20 World Cup. He just, I mean, seeing a player like that is just unbelievable, right? We have seen Sachin, we have seen so many other great, absolute legends in the true sense. Not to use the word loosely, Bumrah is just amazing. So I'm going to pick Jasprit by Bumrah as our MVP.
Choices all around.
There's no argument against that. I think just to add onto that, I think Jasprit Bumrah is the first name on the team sheet, and I think Kuldeep Yadav and Abhishek are like right there too. And Hardik Pandya, obviously, you're going to play him as well. And I guess Akshar Patel now, he's the vice captain. You're going to play him as well. But I don't think you have to go too far down that list to find Kuldeep Yadav or Abhishek Sharma. They've been very good.
I think at some point, as we get closer to the World Cup, we'll talk about playing 11 because I feel it'll depend on what the tournament situation is and stuff like that, whom to give opportunity. Umpire's call. Jatan, you have any umpire's call to make?
Oh yeah. Question: Akshar as vice captain.
I think he's a very good player. He's captained Delhi as well, so he's had the captaincy experience. And when you look at the team as well, like who are the other players in the team that could potentially captain the team? You have Hardik, right? And you have Bumrah, and then you have Aksar. I think those are the only players who can actually captain the team. So from that standpoint, it makes sense. But
No, then why not Hardik or Bumrah?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't want Bumrah to be the captain. Let him just keep things simple. Hardik, you saw like all the turmoil and like the drama that happened when he took over as the Mumbai Indians skipper. I think he's a great player for the record. There's no player in the world like him other than Ben Stokes. But he does have kind of that flair of maybe getting that unwanted attention. And I think he could become a distraction, right, for the team very easily if he's not managed. And again, he's a great player, but he could also become a distraction. So I think in that sense, maybe he wouldn't be the best person to lead the team at a World Cup, even if it works in the IPL, because IPL is showbiz.
I mean, I think I'm okay with that, Jatan, because somehow Aksar, I'm assuming they're grooming him to be our next captain, and I don't know if the mindset always is who the vice captain is becomes a captain next. I have no idea, but
That is my problem, right? I don't think he can be a captain. Then why is he a vice captain? And
yeah,
secondly, then that means he's in the team. Sure. I mean, I love Akshar. I mean, I think he's improved massively, his batting especially. And
Mhm.
he's the guy who offers flexibility. He bats at any point in the team, any position in the team. But my my problem is if he's the vice captain, he plays every game, and then um, I feel in some matchups, in certain situations, on some pitches, Sundar might be better, right? If it's just a totally high scoring game, we need more firepower. Sundar, I feel bats better. I think he's probably a better fielder also. And I think he's a smart bowler also. So nothing
yeah,
taking away from Akshar. I just feel that with Akshar being the vice captain, we kind of lose that flexibility of having Sundar. Unless we have both of them, which I don't know, with Varun and Kuldeep, I don't want to play four spinners, even if it's a minefield. So yeah, then Sundar's not playing this World Cup pretty much for me, right?
mm,
And that's pretty sad. That's why you want to have somebody who is a certainty in the team all the time. Maybe Akshar is not on my book, but maybe he is. But maybe somebody like Bumrah, and it's a vice captain, right? So he in the men's game captains only if Surya is not there, right? Bumrah can do that. He's been the captain of Indian team,
yeah,
and secondly. Not having the choice of bringing in Sundar just because Akshar, or you probably take him out, getting Sundar, and then that doesn't, then he shouldn't be the vice captain. And if you're grooming him to be the captain, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure
yeah.
about
Fair
that.
enough. Sid, how about you? Umpire's call.
I mean, we're gonna have to go down the weeds here because like, Akshar Patel, if he's in the squad, the top six positions are all filled, right? So if we play a finisher at number 7, who should it be? Shivam Dubey or Rinku Singh?
Or Ishan Kishan.
I would play Rinku. Not Shivam, not Shivam Dubey. And my actually umpire's call is, I think jury is still out from my perspective about Shivam Dubey. Maybe I need to get caught up a bit. I again used the term I had used before. He's a Hathoda player. I feel what is interesting is recently he's playing as an all-rounder. And that scares me a bit because then we have a lot of all-rounders who are like, is he really a batter who bowls or a bowler who bats? Or are we going to get like, messed up in that whole thing? So I would just keep roles clear. If the roles are not clear,
Yeah, I
problematic.
think with Hardik Pandya being around in India, Shivam Dubey may not get a chance unless Hardik gets injured. Then comes in.
Correct.
And number 7, whether it's Rinku, probably, or Ishan Kishan again, probably, because he's in a much better form but then he doesn't play that at that point, right? He's not really a finisher.
Yeah,
He's a
that's not his
top
game.
order batsman. So yeah, it's probably going to be Rinku. It's going to be interesting, yeah. And maybe when we talk about our 11s, right, we'll talk about it. So is this the best 15? Yeah, I think despite all the left field opinions, whether Gill should be there or not, whether Shreyas should have been there or not, I think I think I'll say this is the best T20 squad India could have picked, mostly. And people who play in 11 probably are pretty much written down. Frankly, Gill's style wasn't fitting the modern aggressive template. Samson or Jaiswal probably would be better suited to that role, right? And Samson is there in the team. We have explosive openers. We have a solid middle order, assuming Sky fires, and a ridiculous set of all-rounders in Pandya, Akshar, and Sundar, and Kuldeep, Bumrah, and even
Arshdeep, the leading wicket taker of 2020.
Mouth-watering, mouth-watering.
Quietly, Arshdeep Singh.
yes, and Varun, brilliant bowling. So this is a scary prospect for other teams. Yeah, we are in it to. I mean, India is in it to win, and they'll probably go far.
So this is a wrap for our episode 4 of the Cow Corner, where 3 guys in Hindi for cows. 3 guys, Prashant, that's me, Jatan and Siddharth, meet on a weekly basis to talk about cricket. Our next episode, episode 5, is going to be about the official conclusion of the Ashes and a couple of interesting topics about the upcoming T20 World Cup. So until next time, so long.